Joining us now, first and only on CBS Mornings, is Eva Marcille. She's an actress, she's a model, she's a former contestant on America's Next Top Model. Marcille, known as Eva Pigford on the show, was the winner of season 3 back in 2004. Yes. Eva, good morning and welcome.
Good
morning.
Still looks the same.
I know. There was a little snippet of you at the end in the doc, right? I think we see you.
A snippet.
A little snippet.
Yeah, there's a moment where Tyra talks about the people that have been successful on the show, and she gives a nod to what has transformed the industry. Being that I was the shortest girl on my season, and the idea of a black girl and this short in the modeling business, it's unheard of. It won't never happen.
Well, this documentary, as you know, Eva, has everybody talking. I know you watched all 3 episodes. What's your reaction to it?
You know, when I first found out there was a documentary, I was amazed. I remember reaching out to Jay Manuel, like, is this the same top model that we did?
Yeah.
Because how don't I know about this?
Yeah. And they didn't ask you to be on it.
They did not ask me to be on it. It was very surprising. And then I watched it. And after I watched it, I was gobsmacked. I was in awe. I told Jay my mouth was wide open. To be a part of a club and not know what's going on in the club is crazy.
What exactly was it troubling to you? Was it, when you say gobsmacked,
and what
gobsmacked
surprised
can
you?
mean one can be great or it could be something that, oh my God.
Amazingly horrifying for the stories. I've lived my experience. I've walked in my shoes. And though there is a level of relatability, one would assume someone having walked in the same shoes, I had no idea. Like, absolutely no idea. I have been asked about Tyra for 21 years.
Yeah.
No matter what project I'm doing, what I'm involved in, somehow Top Model finds its way in my interviews.
Because it's part of your resume, part of your life.
It is. It's absolutely a part of my life. But I didn't understand why it was such a topic every time I interviewed with someone. I'm done 154 projects since Top Model. It's been 21 years.
But when you look back at the show, what stands out to you? What stood out to me was how young these women were, these girls were at the time. What stood out to you?
How young we were, looking at young me, the hopefulness in my eyes, and seeing that in all the other contestants. What stood out was everything I didn't know before me.
Was it just a show to you? Did it?
It was a competition.
Let's talk about that. Yeah.
This was a competition. This was an opportunity for me to win $100,000 and to show the world that even though I'm shorter, even though I'm not your average-looking model, I have the goods. I have the chops. I've been vouched by Tyra. I've been put through the rigors. I mean, we did a 2.5-month boot camp.
But the reality to you now is it different?
It was a television show. I learned later with a competition in it, but it was absolutely a TV show.
So, Eva, let me ask you, the docuseries, you say you were in awe when you watched it because you didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, but it details many controversial moments, from the alleged sexual assault that happened to eating disorders to models being put in blackface, or one model who was people who were bullied, and incredibly troubling, one model whose mother was shot in a violent act was then asked to replicate that in a photo shoot.
Horrible.
Do you think that the judges and the producers had a role in creating this type of environment, even if you never saw it?
Absolutely. That environment could not exist without producers aiding and abetting what was going on. I've done reality now on every level. Housewives. I mean, I don't know what's going on in someone's life unless the producers tell me. It's a part of how this thing works. At the time, we were kids trying to find our dreams realized and actualized by a woman that we believed could do that for us. And if she could see it in us, then the world would see it in us, because the world sees it in her. So it was just a TV show. To win a competition.
And we appreciate you coming in and adding a little bit more texture to this very layered conversation about this show. But as you mentioned, you have done so many projects after America's Top Model. BET.
Thanks to Top Model, though.
Exactly.
What I will say is I will never fail to thank Tyra. What Tyra set out to do in this business, I will always say, and especially for Top Model, initially, She set out to change the world, to change what the modeling industry looked like, sound like, felt like, and expected.
Yeah,
and she did that for me.
Served as a launch pad for projects like BET's All the Queen's Men. Going
Yes.
into its fifth season, by the way. What can we expect from your character? It's a great show.
And you've got a movie coming out, too.
I do. All the Queen's Men has just finished its 5th season. We have not aired it yet. It comes out this year. And then I have a new... Shout out to Tyler Perry. Thank you so much, Tyler Perry, for betting on me. We love our show. It's #1 rated show amongst scripted subscribed shows.
There you go.
The #1 on our platform. So excited. But the most exciting thing in my life right now is falling from a plane. I fell from a plane. That's the name of my new movie. Fell from a plane. It's
I like
on
that
Lifetime.
Title. But can I just ask you one more thing about Tyra, because she's getting a lot of heat for not being accountable. Seems to me she apologized many times within the show. Do you think that she owes people more than what she has said so far? When you look at her role in it?
I believe that, I saw the show.
Yes.
She apologized a million times, but an apology to the person that you wronged is only as good as they could appreciate it. And so for the young girls that were sexually assaulted, for the young
women...
women...
It did look like sexual assault.
Absolutely.
On the tape, yes.
For the young girls that now have eating disorders or look at themselves and never feel beautiful, that little girl in them that will always live in the woman that is them. There is no sorry, I think, that's big enough to truly feel and heal that kind of hurt.
Yeah, well said. Eva, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you
for having me.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
Everything.
Welcome back. Famed reality competition show America's Next Top Model took the world by storm back in 2003, but it's now back in the spotlight once again. For 24 seasons, thousands of hopeful models auditioned for the competition show created by trailblazing supermodel Tyra Banks. But a new 3-part docuseries, Reality Check, America's Next Top Model, is now exposing allegations of unfulfilled prizes and controversial production tactics. Take a look.
I haven't really said much, but now it's time.
Fashion, model, art. On America's Next Top Model, we were showing the behind the scenes of what the fashion world was.
I wanted to fight against the fashion industry.
And Cycle 3 finalist Toccara Jones was a big fan favorite for many, including myself. This is someone with a vibrant personality and a show of confidence as a plus-size model. She wasn't in this docuseries, but her story was, of course, a memorable one. And Toccara Jones joins us now this morning from Atlanta. This, by the way, is Tocara's first interview since the documentary was released. Toccara, good morning. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Welcome, Toccara.
Oh, yes. Good day, everybody.
Listen, I've been a fan of yours for so long. I just wonder, you know, when you watch this docuseries, did you feel like it was a fair portrayal of the show? How did it line up with your own experience on the show? I mean, did this in any way surprise you?
You know what? I was totally surprised. Oh, wow. It was tough. It was tough because it did not line up with my experience. And I think that is one of the reasons why I wasn't on the documentary, because I don't have anything bad to say about Tyra. So I think that's why I'm not in the documentary. And then when I seen that Eva and Yaya wasn't in the documentary, I was like, hey, I'm in good company.
Yeah, because as you know, Toccara, there was a lot of criticism after that documentary aired. But even in subsequent years, during the subsequent to the heyday of America's Next Top Model, people rewatched it, for example, during the pandemic and started to point out things through the lens of the world that we live in today. There was a lot of criticism about body image. Specifically, in your case, after episode 5, you had to defend yourself several times when it came to styling, despite them knowing your measurements. For people who didn't see that, explain what happened and what that impact had on and off the show for you.
Yeah, I was one of the first plus-size girls to ever be on America's Next Top Model. And when I came in, the styling was terrible. They wouldn't have my size. They would pull out my my clothes last. I wouldn't even have a rack. All the girls would have racks of clothes. They would have options. And it was like, here, this is what you're going to wear. I remember even when we did a shoot for La Perla, we had to do the lingerie. There was nothing in my size. I can't fit their bras, their underwears. I had to wear a robe. And I don't even know if the robe was the correct size, right? I think I was busting out of the robe. And then it was that time where the stylist pinched my back. I wanted to smack that. Fill in the blank, however way.
What do you mean? What do you say he pinched you? You mean he pinched your?
No, she pinched me. She pinched me on my back, and then we got into it because she wants to tell me, do she think she can find a rack of clothes in my size? And I'm like, how? Why couldn't you? I wear clothes every single day. I get dressed every day, honey. I'm fabulous every single day. How could you not find clothes in my size? What is going on, darling?
I just wonder if some of those moments were painful because, you know, I think that you have defended Tyra in the past because, and I will never forget.
I always defend Tyra. I'm sorry to cut you off, Chanel. I don't have anything bad to say about Tyra because that wasn't my experience. But watching this documentary and seeing and hearing these stories absolutely broke my heart. You know, two things can be true at the same time, and watching some of the relationships that she had with the judges and not calling them, and how, you know, just listening to my fellow contestants, it breaks my heart. And that doesn't mean that, I mean, I don't take away from their experiences, and I think that's messed up. You know, I don't want to be, when you're in a relationship, you don't want your partner just to be nice to you. You want them to be nice to the server, nice to the valet, nice to their family, nice to your friends, you know? Just because my experience was nice, I don't excuse that behavior from the way that other people were treated. I think that was still unfair. It just wasn't my story, but it still doesn't take away from that trauma, from their story.
Yeah, let me ask you also, Toccara, we had Eva on the show who won Cycle 3, and she also said much the same, that she thought that the things that were depicted in the documentary were terrible, but her experience was very different than some of the others, and despite yourself being eliminated in episode 8, you did carve your own path in the fashion world. You had a spread in Vogue Italia.
I sure did carve my own path.
Yes, you absolutely did. But Eva also pointed to something that I thought was interesting. She said that, you know, it was being on America's Next Top Model was amazing, and it certainly helped get the foot in the door. But the hard work came after America's Next Top Model. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Because like my fellow contestants, when I got eliminated, America's Next Top Model wasn't there, and I didn't win either, right? So I'm not even the winner. So America's Next Top Model wasn't there to hold my hand and to present me with these other opportunities. My first goal when I got on the show was to be seen. I was like, I just need to be on TV. Someone needs to see me. And thank God that's what happened for me, because when I got eliminated, Top Model wasn't there to give me a guide on what to do next or what my next steps were. Lucky for me, Ashley Stewart was beating down my door and sending cards and sending messages. And, you know, I got opportunity with BET and on and on and on. I was in Italian Vogue. I started my own intimate apparel line. So no, America's Next Top Model didn't hand walk me into my success after the show, but it gave me a platform to be seen where I was able to leverage that into my own success. And so for that, I'm forever grateful and forever thankful.
We have a million more questions. We wish we could chat with you for like the next hour, Toccara.
Girl,
Thank you so much for making time. I'm calling you after this.
You're amazing, Toccara. You're still amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.